Hi everybody, it's Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. We're going to be doing a card of the day of focus of intention for the next 24 to 48 hours as directed by spirit, higher power, or whatever belief system you have. My job is not to push my belief system onto you. My job is to empower yourself so you can believe in yourself and then connect with whatever that is for you. It doesn't matter to me. I have no place to judge. I am learning, evolving, flawed, fucked up, just like every other human being. Just a reminder that this Saturday, November 13, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the monthly community reading. For the members of I Am the Altar, you are included into the monthly community reading. It's not mandatory, but you are welcome. It's part of one of your membership. As with that being said, again, thank you to everybody who showed up last night to the workshop of connecting to the clairs. I really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And let's get into it. This is not a reading. A reading is an intimate discussion between you and a spiritual advisor of your choice, hopefully led by your intuition. As I always say, your intuition is your superpower. Everyone's born with intuition and even empathy, but not everyone listens to their intuition, as you can see the state of the world. With that being said, you guys already saw that a card flipped out on the side. This is coming from the daily, the spirit messages, the daily guidance oracle deck by John Holland. And the card that fell out is called A Father's Love. A father's love for his son or daughter never dies. The strength gained from such love is often unquantifiable, in that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason. Whether your father is still here or has passed, a father's love is one of the strongest bonds that any of us will ever experience. And when I see messages like this kind of bothers me at times, because my biological father did not bother, basically. Like, my mother left him when I was 2 years old, and I was lucky enough to be raised by another man, which was my grandfather. And I called him Papi, to me, he was my dad. To this day, my grandfather is the man who raised me. He is my father. My biological father made me, and I'm grateful for him. But when he passed away, because he did cross over, when he passed away, matter of fact, his spirit birthday is coming up. When he passed away, I was very conflicted. I hated him for who he wasn't in my life, but I loved him because without him, I wouldn't be here. So I understand if some of you are having some issues with your fathers, or maybe your fathers have said some things or changed their mind or have acted in a way that doesn't really align with you. It's time really to open yourself up and tap into that space and allow yourself to grow. So let's get a little bit into this a little bit more. A father's love is reaching out to you in support. By selecting this card, it's signifying that you need strength and support. The love of a father or a father figure offers great strength. But even if your father has passed, this influence, support, and love remains eternal. Just as important, spirit can wrap his or their arms of love around you when you most need it. Even if your father is still here, his love, no matter how many miles you're apart, can be felt. The beauty of a father's love is that no matter what the circumstances, his love is unwavering, compassionate, forgiving, purposeful, and full of energy and strength. Whenever you feel alone or lost, whenever you feel misguided or lacking in confidence, just stop for a moment and let the love of your father or your father figure give you the comfort or guidance that you need. And many of us don't really have, many of us, not all, many of us do not have a really strong, stable foundation when it comes to father figures, because in this patriarchal society, because I'm going to call it how it is, in this patriarchal society, men were taught thinking is good, feeling is bad. If you showed any emotion, if you cried, you were considered a punk. You were considered a bitch. You were considered pussy. It is what it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit for y'all. So unfortunately, and it's very fitting that this is happening during Men's Awareness Month, right? November. This is not a coincidence. It's even allowing the men or people who identify as male to step up and honor that sensitivity and honor those emotions and not shy away from it. Because again, in this society, we're taught thinking is good, feeling is bad. If you're too sensitive, you're too much, you're too weak, you're too much of a punk, you're too much of a bitch, you pussy. And I don't know why that seems to be such a bad thing, to be sensitive. Basically, if y'all didn't know, y'all carry feminine and masculine hormones in your body, just like you carry feminine and masculine energies in your body. For me personally, masculine is logical, feminine is creative, masculine is right-sided, creative is left-sided. Look at the brain. The right side of your brain is the logical aspect. The left side of your brain is the creative aspect. So the sun is considered masculine, the moon is considered feminine. There's an equal to things. But it also opens us up to say that even if your father didn't be the man that you needed him to be, even if your father wasn't emotionally available, wasn't spiritually available, wasn't logically available, or he was very strict, or it was my way or the highway. Whatever the scenario is, they have issues too. They carry burdens too. Give yourself, again, I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, give yourself some grace, but also give the men in your life grace too, because you don't know the pressure that they're under. Because to the world, they have to be tough and strong because they're the physically bigger of the two genders. They're the physically stronger of the two genders, physically, supposedly, not all the time. But internally, there's another different aspect going on. There's another different, basically, how can you say, a different beast struggling to either be sensitive and share their truth, or be considered ridiculed and bullied in the society. So give yourself some grace. Give your father some grace, whether they were here or not, or your father figures. Maybe it was your uncle, maybe it's your brother, maybe it's your godfather, maybe it's a mentor, whatever that is. And even if your father has passed and you have been able to move forward with your life, you know, out of sight, out of mind, or you actually just walked away from your father, or some of the decisions that they made, or some of the things that they fucking did doesn't sit right with you. Give yourself some grace and realize, how much longer are you going to hold on to this? At the end of the day, if you're holding on to this pain, if you're holding on to this chaos, it's time to release and let your father's love really shine through. And it doesn't mean you have to forgive the person. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying to forgive. I'm just saying give yourself grace and stop tormenting yourself with whatever it is that's going on with the father issues in your life. I'm not saying that you have any father issues. Just please don't take my words and take what you want to hear and run with it. I'm saying that a father's love is existential, just like a mother's love is. You can't have one without the other. You can't have your mother without your father. It took two halves to make a whole, which is you. So honor the masculine and feminine in your life. Honor the masculine energies in your life, whether they're physical or spiritual. Maybe it's not a father's love in the physical human realm. Maybe it's a father's love in the spiritual existential realm and, you know, the ethereal realm. Maybe it's that for you. Again, whatever that is, allow yourself to grow, because again, love from the masculine and love from the feminine are two different things, but combined together, it can make something amazing. So give yourself grace. Give your father or your father figures in your life grace as well, and allow them to speak and let them know that it's okay for them to talk to you. Maybe that's what they're waiting for, because again, in this culture, it sucks. In this culture, we're taught that men can't talk. So again, give yourself grace. But I hope this helped. I hope I put some things in perspective, and I hope I made you feel better. With that being said, the Almighty Pineapple LLC is trademarked, copyrighted, and registered with the United States government in several different classifications. Any duplication of my content without my permission is subject to legal recourse. Thank you for fucking with me. Thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing to this channel. And thank you for sharing this video with someone who you feel needs it. Love y'all. See y'all later.